Hey guys, this is Chris Bolts coming in with a video that's going to be pretty different from what I normally do. I normally do solo leveling content and whatnot, but I do every now and then want to dive into some other cultural issues or political issues or things of that nature. So just be aware of that. This particular video I wanted to really comment on, and you see that it's coming from Anton Daniels. Now, I'm not really responding to Anton Daniels or anything like that. I'm going to let him comment on it here and everything like that. But what I'm really going to be commenting on is the gentleman to the left that posted this video that I guess on TikTok, which is titled "I Got Fired from the White Collar Plantation," whatever that means. So I did start watching it, but I decided to go ahead and stop it so I can go ahead and record this video right here. So shout out to Anton Daniels. Please go give him a follow. He's a really good content creator. I really like his Millionaire Morning Show, and he's going to link to the original content creator in his video. So if you want, if you want to watch this without my commentary, just go over to his channel, and he will also have the content creator linked in that video. So let's go ahead and get right into it.
I was just fired from the white collar plantation. Not even an hour ago, I was just fired from the white collar plantation for my TikTok. Yep, the same TikTok that's gonna be banned in like 8 days. You know what the craziest part is? Me and my employer have no affiliation publicly. So
right off the bat, you already know where this is probably going to be heading. He just mentioned me and my employer don't have a relationship outside of the outside of the workplace. So it seems that he has been using his TikTok and Instagram. He's going to mention Instagram here later about to basically to bag on his own company. Now, let me just tell you right off the bat, and I don't know if Anton, because I didn't watch it until I got Anton Daniels' response. But for me personally, do not do that. Do not badmouth your company in any instance whatsoever. If you don't like the company you work for, get up and leave. And then you can badmouth them afterwards. But while you are still in their employ, do not badmouth your company whatsoever. I don't care how much you hate your company. Do not badmouth them, because that's going to ultimately get back to them, and it's going to lead to you getting fired from your job. And in this case here, this guy apparently is making six figure finance job. Don't do that.
I'm curious as to how this isn't wrongful termination. This month has been absolutely wild. First,
it's not wrongful termination. It's not wrongful termination. Most companies, and if he's doing six figures in finance, most of these companies are going to sit there and say it's at will employment. Basically, you can walk away and they can walk away. And they're going to have clauses in their contract which basically says you cannot badmouth the company, not in those certain words and those certain terms or anything like that, but that you cannot badmouth the company, or you cannot engage in activity that would put the company in a bad light. And that is proper. That is absolutely proper. Like, why would you want to go? Why would an employer want to hire you if they know that right off the bat you're just going to start bad mouthing them and saying bad things about them?
we're losing TikTok, and then I lose my job. How are you going to fire me for disparaging the firm and the clients when nobody even knows where I work publicly? I'm like reeling.
So not only is this guy disparaging the company, he's also disparaging the clients. What? You really are setting this company up to be sued by their clients. If their clients get wind that you're talking bad about them outside the company, it's gonna automatically go back on the employer. So they wanted to cut their losses immediately to ensure that hey, we have no association with that guy over there. And of course, even if they do that, it doesn't absolve them from any responsibility. You should read your general liability contract sometime if you ever get your own business. They have a particular section in there called personal and advertising injury. And you can't and disparaging a client, that's called slander. If it's spoken, libel if it's published. And your employer can get in trouble for that. Or former employer.
Because I was being fucking honest on TikTok about my sentiments. They didn't mention my Instagram because clearly that wasn't the threat. And the reason for that is because I have a bigger following here on TikTok. Instagram, there's nothing real on Instagram. I post some of the stuff that I post on TikTok on Instagram, but like it doesn't hit the same because people there are trying to put on this facade that they're cooler than weird shit. I think what they hated was the fact that I was telling the truth about the culture of the company, but I didn't drop any names.
So he just said, "I'll just let him speak there in his own words." So you see what he was doing here. He was using his company as a means to gain fame via TikTok. Notice he says he didn't want to post that much on Instagram because it wasn't catching the same vibes over on Instagram. So he's using his company to build his own name and reputation online, which is monumentally stupid. And it doesn't matter whether or not you post on TikTok with more followers or on Instagram with less followers. The fact of the matter is you are putting your company's name out there in a bad light and making them look stupid or disparaging them. It has nothing to do with you telling the truth about your sentiments about what's going on with the company. You are disparaging them. You're giving your side, which may or may not be factual, but not letting, and the company in no way can respond back to you because they have to look at the bigger picture. They have to worry about their brand, and I'll get back to that brand in just a moment.
So how are you firing me for not dropping your name and we're not affiliated? Publicly, nobody knows that I work at this institution. That's like firing somebody from Meta because they say they can't fucking stand Facebook and they don't like this fucking ban. And nobody knows that they work at Facebook except for the personnel at Facebook that don't like that you said that you don't fuck with Facebook doing this shit. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm a little nervous, but
you should be.
But knows that they work at Facebook, except for the personnel at Facebook that don't like that you.
Now we're rewinding it back a little bit because a commercial had cut in right there, and I'm going to have to edit that commercial out. But this guy thinks that his logic is broken. If you, excuse me, I'm leaning too far back in my chair. If you work for Meta and you're badmouthing Facebook, I would hope Meta would fire you. Why would you deal with a product that you don't like? If I worked for a company and I didn't like a product, I keep my mouth shut. Or I get up and quit and go do something else. But I don't disparage the company while I am working for them. This is abjectly stupid behavior. And the logic that you employed is even... How did you get a 6-figure job with that kind of logic? Huh? It's just, why would you do that? Why would you sit there and employ that kind of logic and think that people would agree with you on that?
Said that you don't fuck with Facebook doing this shit. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm a little nervous, but
you should be.
It doesn't matter. At the end of the day,
Anton's right.
I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do for money now. If it still matters to people, I don't fuck with Instagram at all. But go like follow me on Instagram, 00Sinky. It's the same as.
No, I'm not gonna follow you.
Also, let me just say this: when the CEO of the company that I now used to work for gets ousted for putting his hands on little boys and little girls. Don't say I didn't warn you. New York billionaire.
Oh my goodness. Ugh. I'm covering my face. If I was on camera, you would see me, but I'm not on camera. But this guy, one, you can be, like I said, if those clients find out, and I'm pretty sure those clients are going to find out, because if you're working at a 6-figure finance company where the CEO is a billionaire, these clients are high net worth and they have lots of things that they can do to find out this information. And of course, it's very easy. All they got to do is just pull up your stupid TikTok where you got fired from the white collar plantation. And you should be worried, because you will definitely, if someone decides to sue, if your company doesn't decide to sue you, your former company, if they don't decide to sue you, you will end up being a defendant in somebody's lawsuit. Opening up your mouth and slandering your clients, opening up your mouth and slandering the company you work for. How stupid can you be? And of course, we got to bring the racial thing in here. Now, I'm black. Anton Daniels is black. We're both men that strive to do the best we can without relying on our race or anything like that. Don't know if this guy, who's also black, did the same getting this job or anything like that. But it's already hard as it is getting qualified, smart, determined black men in positions like this. And look what he does. Look what he does when he gets up there. He looks to be a young man. I'm 48. I think Anton Daniels is 42, 43. He looks to be in his late 20s, early 30s. And you were making 6 figures and you threw it out so you can be a TikTok star? So you can be on Instagram? Nigga, what's wrong with you? Why would you throw all that away? All this attempt to get fame and clout for a measly few followers. You know, I don't think he even make that much on TikTok. I don't even know how many followers he has on TikTok or anything like that. But I think on TikTok you need to have well over a million or so to really hit that top mark. But man, I tell you, you threw all that away so you can just gossip online. Let's see what Anton Daniels got to say.
None of these people on TikTok are your friends. All right?
Agreed.
I know that it seems like it because you get comments and stuff like that. And don't worry, guys. I did a little bit of digging. I just wanted to at least look at another video to see exactly what he's talking about so I can better understand and communicate with you guys effectively. And I always like to give credit to the content creator. So that will be linked in the description of this video. But none of these people on the internet are your friends. You know why? You know why I'm telling you that? Because they are not going to help you pay your bills when the rent or the mortgage
exactly
or the electric bill or whatever the bill is that you pay, because we all need to work to make sure that we could have a roof over our heads or whatever, or live the lifestyle that we want to live. But none.
Yeah, exactly. You notice at the end of that video, he's like, "Man, I don't know what I'm going to have to do for a living or anything like that, or what I'm going to do for income." You didn't think about that while you were doing all these posts on TikTok, posted this stuff on Instagram. You didn't think about that and said, "Man, what if this thing falls through? What if I get caught? What if my employer gets wind of what's happening right here?" You didn't think any of that through? Do you think anybody's going to go follow you on Instagram based on this? Do you think anybody that's on TikTok is going to sit here and give you any type of money, as Anton Daniels said? These people ain't your friends. These people are there to get a service. And the service you was providing was gossip on your company. And now that you can't provide that gossip on your company, your TikTok is over. Your Instagram is over. it's great that you did this as a therapy session, but now you need to start worrying about what you're going to do for income.
None of these people are going to save you from yourself.
Sorry, got another commercial here and everything like that.
Trust me, I know. And I found this out the hard way before social media got popping. And that when everything went down the drain, and unfortunately it was 10 times worse, I believe, for me, because I had a newborn baby and a wife, and it was at the top of the 2008 financial crisis or housing crisis, and I'm from Detroit, so we were the hardest hit in the United States of America. It got bad. It got really, really bad. And I was able to do a little bit of digging, and it looks like he probably makes somewhere around $200,000 a year. I'm
$200,000 a year?
Or maybe even Boston. Who knows? But he probably makes six figures, a decent amount of six figures, and you sacrificed it for TikTok to tell your truth on TikTok. I'm just wondering, who raised these dudes? Where do they come from?
Yeah, exactly. I bet this dude is a single mama kid. Because if you notice throughout the video, I'm not saying anything about his sexuality or anything like that. Don't know anything like that. But you got those sassy moves and everything like that, and he's over there gossiping. That's what women like to do. They like to gossip. They like to spill the beans and everything like that. So that's girl stuff and everything like that. So I highly doubt he had a strong father in his life or a strong man in his life to tell him, hey, when you go work for somebody, keep your mouth shut about the business. Just go there, do your work, do your job, do it the best you can, and then bring your black ass home. Leave work at work. Leave home at home. I'm pretty sure no one told him that. You went over here and you built up a TikTok. So for clout. Can clout feed you? Can clout put clothes on your body? Can clout keep your roof over your head? Well, we about to find out. Not we. You about to find out.
God don't got you. God did not give you that opportunity so that you can fumble it by talking too much and oversharing what your thoughts are on tip. Listen, nobody cares about y'all truth. I'm going to assume that the dude is probably mid to upper 20s, in his 20s somewhere. That means that you are old enough to know better. You separate the main thing from the main thing. You separate the business and the income from what it is that you do personally. And all of your life don't need to be shared unless you're willing to forego a financial setback or endure through a financial setback.
Exactly.
And you fumble in the bag.
Yep.
Listen, under no circumstances, under zero circumstances, even me, right? And I make an egregious amount of money from what I do from a business perspective, whether you're talking about content creation or whatever. I didn't even share where I worked at or what I did for a living. And none of that even matters because he's trying to justify him getting fired by talking too much and too negatively about where it is that he worked at. Even in this video, he called it the white collar plantation. That's stupid. That's dumb. And if you're not willing to lose everything as a result of it, then you need to stay out of it.
And I'm going to pause it right there. But everything that Anton Daniels just mentioned right there is absolutely correct. If you want to go watch the rest of what he has to say and everything like that, like I said, go over there and subscribe to his channel. But I'm going to just leave it at this. This man had hit the gold mine. Like I say, I would say he's anywhere from his mid-20s to early 30s. Making at least, based on what the research that Anton Daniels said, I'm not going to go take a look at everything, but I'm going to take him at his word. $200,000 is a lot of money for a young man. I wish I had that kind of money. And this is just a message to all people out there. It doesn't matter what your race is, your sex is, or whatever. You have to protect your brand. You are your brand. You are your reputation. And you only get one reputation, and you must do everything you can to protect that reputation, because once it gets damaged, it is hard to repair. This guy is working in the finance industry. The finance industry is very small, and word gets around. And of course, if you're putting your stuff on social media like this, go to the HR. A lot of these HR companies, they are now checking at your social media to see what you're posted, to see what you're putting out there. If they get wind of this, that, oh man, this guy, he likes to badmouth the company he works for. Well, I think we better stay away from that guy. So now this guy has a reputation of gossiping and bad-mouthing the company, bad-mouthing the CEO. Well, by the way, you're putting that out there about that CEO. I hope you got receipts for that, because you are making a big charge that he's a wood chipper client. And if you ain't got receipts for that, there you go again. So that's all I have to say on that. Make sure you guys don't badmouth your company. If you're going to badmouth your company, make sure you quit first. And if you're willing to, in fact, even if you quit, don't badmouth your company. You never know when you need to cross back over that bridge, and you have to go back with tail tucked between your legs and see if you need to get a job there with your old employer or anything like that. Keep your reputation intact. Don't stay on the straight and narrow. Don't badmouth people, whether you like them or not. Especially if you like them, don't badmouth them. But if you don't like them, don't badmouth them. Keep all that in mind. But that's all I wanted to say here. My name is Chris Bolts. Make sure you do like, share, and subscribe. And turn on post notifications so you can be notified when I make other video content like this. And I will catch you in the next video. You have a great day.